Good afternoon, everyone. This is our little next YouTube video. I want to discuss this security device, door lock bar. I believe the name of this device is Master Lock 1.5 inch vertical bar exit device. If I said that mouthful correctly. I'm going to try to put the correct name in the description. Some people call this security bar, door bar, door security bar, doorknob security bar. Whatever works for you is fine with me. It's not about the name so much, but how does it work and is it worth your money? I did find one flaw in here, and I'm going to explain that, and a few other things you guys might consider before you get this device, and even much less expensive route if you want to try that. The item length is about from the bottom bar here to here, or completely folded. Let's try completely folded. It's about 26 inches, and from here to here about 22.5. Okay, to the bottom of the foot. The bottom of the foot has a nice grip pad there. Okay, hoping you guys can see that grip pad. I'm sure it's an oil-based product, but it's spongy. That's going to help grip in all kinds of different types of surfaces, whether smooth or rough, carpeting, VCT, wood, laminate, whatever. It's going to help give you a nice grip on different type surfaces. It does really nice swivel there. I've had mine for a while, a few months, maybe 5 months or so, and I guess that's how I found the weakness. Let's see this one here. It's a little loose on this one. This is the one I use the most. Back though, I got something else, and I'll explain that. Very adjustable. I mean, very adjustable. It's kind of hard to do it in this video here, but you guys see all these holes here. The pin can pop in. Let's pop the pin. Now you can see the pin there, hopefully. Okay. So you can pop this one pin in either one of these holes for your adjustability. Okay, whatever works for you at your location, because you have different heights from the bottom doorknob where this piece is going to go. It's going to go into the bottom of the doorknob, and that's how it gets this stress point on top, or its tension with the foot, and this, and you kind of kick it in place with your foot. At least that's what I've been doing. It's what's been working for me. This is removable here. You got a pin here. You can pop this out, and you can use. They say you can use this as a flat bar inside of a storm door, a full glass patio door where you're going outside when you want to lock it down. I'm gonna say this is a little big for that. I would probably use a wooden dowel, something like this here. Have to go get it. Would probably use something like this. Okay, a wooden dowel like this would probably be a little bit better. This one might even be a little bit extreme, but it would be easier to put in place, or even a piece of square timber that's not so thick. It'll fit in there, and that should do wonders to keep that door from anybody opening it. I do like it. I think it's worth the 20 bucks if you have the money. If you don't have the money, you can get like a 2x4 or 2x3, and you can make your little groove on top here, and that's a lesser expensive way if you can't afford this, and you want to figure out how you're going to make a security bar for your door going from the doorknob to the floor. You can do something like that. I actually do that and it works just fine. The degree I was testing when this was in place on the door was 70 to 75. Seemed to be what I felt comfortable with on the angle. You can get your phone and get a little app on there, and when you tilt your phone, it'll tell you what your pitch is, your degree. So that's nice. It doesn't cost you a lot. You don't have to concern too much about that. I didn't have the instructions with me, so I don't know if they discussed that. They probably just kind of showed you a little video on their site or a formal illustration, but that's what seemed to be comfortable for me when I'm using this. I've been using this for about 5 months or so. What else? Okay, let's go to the flaw that I found. Hoping you guys can see the pin here. What was happening just this week started happening before I made this video. For some reason, I have the screws in here, but I was getting enough play that when I had it in place, I would pull the door and it would actually, the pin would pop out. There's probably the answer right there. Yep, there's the answer. You can't see this on the video. I apologize for that. But there's a black plastic sleeve in there. And mine's popped out. I just realized that. That's probably going to be impossible to see. There's the bottom of my bar and there's no plastic sleeve. So now I got a lot of play on the inside. And that didn't help the pin work. So that's a manufacturing... I'm not going to say flaw because sometimes they do this on purpose. But I'm glad it happened to me so I can make you guys a video. And I caught it because I'm a service manager at my personal location and been doing this decades. And I have a tendency when I lock someone's residence, I pull the knob just to make sure, okay, I did it sometimes 3, 4, 5 times because I want to make sure in my brain that says, yes, I did lock the knob. They're not going to come home and say, I left the door open. Although it has happened to me, I'm very nervous about that. And so when I put this on my door, I was opening it, and now I realized the plastic sleeve that was in here is what's making so much slop or play inside from the inner barrel to the outer barrel. And this pin was actually not staying in place, despite how big it is. I don't know if you guys can see how big that is. Okay, so what did I do? I just got a couple of self-drilling, I like to call them self-taps, in the old days, but they told me, oh, that's called self-drilling. The guy kind of had a little bit of attitude, like, what's the big deal? You couldn't use the word ant, now you can use the word ant. A-I-N-T. Ain't. Put a couple screws in here, self-tap screws in here, and they hold the inner barrel to the outer barrel. They lock it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. I only use this in one location, so that's why I did that. Could I have taken it apart and probably get the inner piece? I don't hear it. It's got to be in there somewhere. Unless my wife took it out and I don't know about it. Either way, that is the weak point on this. If that inner sleeve, plastic sleeve, falls out, now you have too much flop in here, and securing it down with 2 screws makes it work better than new because you don't have to worry about that flop anymore. And you don't have to worry about shifting. Now you got 3 lock points, or 2 lock points, however you proceed to get yours working for you. Okay? A couple of more ideas since we're talking about security. And people think that these devices might be the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're not. There's something to buy you time. For a commoner, someone who's not really a professional thief, these are good. They work good. They give you some peace of mind and go to sleep at night. Or even the 2x4, like I discussed, making a notch in there is something. Other things to discuss here. Hoping you guys can get that picture. So I'm trying to illustrate a door, 6-panel door. This being the top, this being the middle, the bottom. Too many times today you'll see the bottom key here, the entry, and then you'll see the deadbolt on top. They're too close to each other. And that makes a serious weak point. I don't want to get into wood framing too much, but even the new doors that go up today, where the molding goes around it, and these hardware the striker plates go to, they're not that good. So adding an additional lock or adding additional lock all the way up here somewhere is going to give you a lot more security. So that's an additional idea. Okay, you actually see this every once in a while. Some really older doors, you do not see the deadbolt and the passenger, the entry doorknob that close. Okay, on the new stuff, that's all you see. The new entry doors that we install, I don't like where the striker plates go. The wood is kind of thin. It's not adequate protection. You can kick that in, no problem, very easily. Sadly to say. Alright, so a different idea for you guys. Putting an additional, possibly deadbolt or something much higher. Okay, and that side with a striker plate, that piece of wood there, you're gonna put all these chain locks and this and that, whatever on there. It isn't very strong. If it was my place, I'd take the molding off and I would definitely strengthen it up. Okay, it's very difficult to illustrate here on this video, but that might be a future video because it's not a bad idea. Okay, another thing to consider is lighting. People forget about their porch light, their rear light, exterior lighting with a motion sensor, or however you want to set it up. Some kind of form of lighting does deter thieves or crooks because they don't want to be caught and they don't want to be seen. Okay, they rather go unseen. Too many people have these large bushes blocking their windows, blocking the entryway where a crook can get right behind there, a little bit of darkness, and he's going to do his thing. Okay, so lighting helps tremendously. More than anything that I know of, lighting, and then security bars is nice, but really lighting deters them more than anything else. Okay, having a nice sized pet, just because you own a Smith & Wesson or a rifle or whatever it is you own, it's not going to give you the complete security that you might imagine. Slowing them down helps tremendously. This is part of that, helps slow them down. In a lot of places this is fine, but in other areas you're going to need a little bit more. Okay, I hope everyone enjoys their 2017 Thanksgiving. We all have something to be thankful for, I believe, even in not so good years. And if you don't catch this video by then, I hope you have a great 2018 Thanksgiving. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.